What's up, you guys? Simon here. In this video, we're going to go ahead and discuss the 2022 Rolex release lineup. We're going to cover pretty much every single watch. I'm going to give you my feedback on my favorite releases of the 2022 line. Let you know if I think it's been a great release or if there are some things that are missing from their 2022 Rolex lineup. Again, Rolex is one of the hardest timepieces to get. I've recently made videos on my Rolex collection, my recent Rolex Panda, which is a stainless steel Daytona. You could check that out on my channel. And you could also check out how to build a relationship with an authorized dealer on my channel as well. I've released that video talking about some tips and advice on how to establish a relationship, how to get your first Rolex watch or maintain your relationship. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and cover the 2022 Rolex releases. I'm excited to talk about them. Let's get into this video. But before I do, I always ask that you guys do the biggest favor for me. Like the video. It helps that YouTube algorithm. Comment below with any of the favorites of these watches or anything else, any questions you may have. And then subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell. Let's get into this Rolex video. Okay, first and foremost, we have to talk about the new Rolex GMT. It's a lefty watch. The crown is on the left side as well as the date display is on the left side. It's wild. I love it. People are dubbing it the Green Lantern, the Sprite, and I personally started calling it the Riddler because it has some green in it and the Batman movie was released. Now you can also check out my Batman review on the GMT as well. And I haven't done, I think, the Pepsi review yet, but I will do that one as well in the future. So the Rolex Sprite, let's call it GMT Master 2 Collection, is just stunning. The watch itself has this gorgeous green bezel with black, and it comes in the Oyster bracelet or the Jubilee bracelet, which is seen here. I personally like it on the Oyster bracelet. I do love the Pepsi on the Jubilee bracelet versus the Oyster bracelet. That's my personal preference. However, I think that watch is gorgeous. Rolex hit it out of the park. They did something wild and said, let's switch things up. Let's make things different. And I think that's going to make that watch way more valuable in the future because it's just totally different and unexpected. It is something that I look forward to acquiring and putting into my collection, never selling it because it's a one-off or a one-of-a-kind and it's a new thing that Rolex has done. And I think it's just so great that they changed things up instead of just changing the colors around the bezel. Now, just in general, there are roughly 10% of the population that are left-handed. So they are excited about this potential watch for lefties. However, it's uncharacteristic of Rolex to launch a watch that's geared towards the left-handed market, even though they probably just said, hey, let's create something wild with this watch and not really focus on who's left-handed or right-handed. I personally like wearing my watch on the left hand and having an adjustment here, and I never wear the watch on the right hand. So depends on how you wear your watch, but overall it may give you that new way, a new style of presenting your Rolex timepieces. If you're a collector and you have so many Rolexes, this one's definitely going to be different in your collection. Now this watch has an in-house caliber movement. It's a 3285 movement, which is the latest, and that comes with a 70-hour power reserve, which I find to be amazing. And I personally love the power reserve of the Pepsi, and I do have an older Batman, and that power reserve is just not as good. It doesn't hold up as long as my new Pepsi. So I'm looking forward to that new movement from the Sprite, and we will see how that watch really looks on my wrist when I do an unboxing video for you soon. Now the case is 40 millimeters, same as the other GMTs. The bezel is ceramic, same as the other GMTs, that prevents it from scratching. I do love that. I even love that on the Daytona. What I do love is Rolex this time allowed for either version of the bracelet, so you could choose. Let me know in the comments below which one you would choose if you were to go with the new GMT2. Okay, the second watch I want to say is the Rolex Datejust green dial. That's right, the 2022 stainless steel model came out with a green dial as well, so it seems to be a green theme. So the Datejust will come in two sizes, 41 millimeter and 36 millimeters in the green dials. I think they look stunning. I personally would not get a Datejust. It's not my favorite Rolex timepiece. I feel like those are plenty available everywhere. However, right now you can't get anything in stainless steel. So whatever you could get your hands on, you may want to just cop it and keep it, see it, appreciate, and decide what you want to do in the future. I always mention to people, not everyone can afford 50, 60, 10, 20, 30 watches, whatever it is. So if you could get your hands on some Rolex watches, they appreciate with time, and then you could get into something you truly want, you could let go of that timepiece that you don't wear as much. And I've done that so many times over and over. So don't feel bad. Don't feel like if you buy from Rolex, you have to keep that Rolex until you die. That's not the case. The point of timepieces is to evolve, is to mature and grow with the timepiece. The Datejust, that's 41 millimeters, has done a great job with the green dial. I love it. You can see how stunning it is. Personally, I would probably not buy it as my everyday. It's not for me. However, it's a gorgeous timepiece. And they do come with the 3235 movement, and the MSRP is around $7,200. And the MSRP is $7,250 for the 36 millimeter and around $10,000 for the 41 millimeter. Expect these to go super high on the gray market as well. Next is the long forgotten Air King. The Air King has not gotten a lot of attention from Rolex. In fact, I'm not sure why this watch has not taken off as much as some of the other pieces have in the past. However, the Air King gets an update. Now the 3230 caliber powers the Air King for 2022. This is an interesting timepiece that you used to be able to get under $5,000 in the gray market, and now you can't. The case on the 2022 Air King has been slimmed a bit. Now there's a well-deserved and finally an added crown guard around the Air King crown. So the luminescent 3, 6, and 9 have been added to the 2022 version, and then a 0 added in front of the 5 and the 1 o'clock position, at the 1 o'clock position. So the Air King has a very busy dial, but I think it's one of the more unique Rolexes. I have never seen a person have an Air King. It's very interesting. So that's a really good watch you could potentially get. And finally, it's been also given a fold over security clasp. I'm a fan of that. So the Air King's gotten a lot of good upgrades here that do define it as a 2022 version. It is a 40 millimeter watch. It will wear nice. It's stainless steel. Personally love it. I might actually have to add an Air King to my collection. Let me know in the comment below if I should. Now next is the Rolex Yachtmaster 42. That is gold bezel. It has a oyster flex bracelet. Now Rolex has added the Yachtmaster 42 for 2022. It is a gold watch with an oyster flex bracelet, which is rubber, and it has that black beautiful dial. It's a gorgeous watch. I will say it's very exquisite. However, the price tag on it is around $28,300. Personally, for me, I would put in a little bit more money and get myself a gold Daytona or day date 2, something, or a day date, presidential watch instead. So something around where you can maybe wear it more every day with both a suit and a casual outfit. The Yachtmaster 42. Great looking watch. As you could see here, it's stunning. However, I probably would spend my money on a different timepiece from Rolex. Okay, Rolex added the Day Date Ice Blue with a platinum finish. It's gorgeous. It has this stunning blue color, almost a Tiffany blue color. Has a 3255 movement, which will give you up to 70 hours of battery life. The platinum finish is a very in-demand metal. I find this watch or timepiece, it will go up in value, and it's not cheap with an MSRP of $37,450. You got the Day Date Ice Blue. Stunning, stunning. Personally, would I get it? I think if you're an investor, it's a great timepiece. As someone who collects watches, I probably would skip that from my collection, given the fact that I'm limited to money and I would love to get timepieces that I truly have my heart out for. However, that timepiece is stunning. The Day Date is an iconic watch, and it's one of the most sought after watches out on the market. I would love to get a yellow gold and rose gold day date in the future to add to my collection. I don't have any stainless day dates as of today. And finally, the last watch I want to mention is not the final watch that came out. There's a couple more pieces that are in this collection for ladies that are of diamond encrusted and so forth. But the last watch that really caught my eye is the Rolex Day-Date Yellow Gold with the green dial. So the Day-Date 40 with the green dial and the yellow gold is stunning in my opinion. Now Rolex released in the past the yellow gold Daytona with the green dial, still my favorite gold green dial timepiece out today. Maybe next to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak green dial timepiece. And the Day-Date 40 is going to be a competitor here. It's got the Roman numerals in there, the fluted bezel, and the presidential bracelet. To me, Rolex yellow gold is the best yellow gold you could buy. I find AP's yellow gold a little bit more matted, while Rolex's yellow gold is on a different level. It's probably the most finest yellow gold on timepieces that I have personally seen, maybe next to Vacheron and other brands. However, and I just love Rolex yellow gold. Rolex's rose gold is a little bit more darker or more, it's just a little bit different hint to it than say the Patek rose gold. However, in yellow gold, Rolex for me takes the cake, and I love this green dial Day-Date 40 with the president bracelet as well as the fluted bezel. Let me know in the comments below if you think Rolex killed it with this model this year. Okay guys, so that was the 2022 Rolex collection. A couple other watches that got released was the Datejust 31 blue floral motif. I have not covered it, but you can see it in the picture here, as well as the Rolex Deep Sea. I find that too big for me, so I'm not going to cover it, but if you're a big guy, you can see here it's a big watch with a big case. It may be for you. And the Rolex Day-Date Diamond 36. Great watch for a lady or a gift. However, I'm not covering it here. You could do some more research if you're interested in that watch as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which is your favorite Rolex, what you think of the new GMT, probably what do you think of the new Day-Date 40 President, or what is your favorite Rolex out and which one will you have in the future in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you here in the next video. Please give me a like for this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I appreciate it.